cypress trees, casting shadows through the car and mercifully cooling the air. "It's only me," I confirm, grinning wildly to prove just how okay I am with it, because honestly, I am. Up until the beginning of summer, I thought Doug was coming with me, which you'd expect of a boyfriend, obviously. But my anxiety had grown and grown as I imagined trying to keep him upbeat and entertained on this trip, the last weekend before school starts and the climax of a summer break I filled with extra tutoring work and babysitting for the cash. I'd thought Doug was droll and self-mocking, but it turns out Doug is, well, I don't want to use the words a miserable bastard, but the shoe fits. He kept reminding me how hot it would still be in Italy at the end of August and asking if I really wanted to spend all this money on 36 hours away when I'm supposed to be saving for a house deposit. He just doesn't get it. And the closer it got to flying off, my gorgeous 70% off Rixo dress packed in a sleek carry-on suitcase I'd borrowed from my sister-in-law, hair newly highlighted from the fanciest place in town, the more I realised that Doug just doesn't get me. I live for this stuff. You know the only thing better than going on holiday? Planning a holiday. I'm the friend who books a restaurant table 2 weeks in advance and spends the next 14 days Googling the menu and thinking about the drinks list. Anticipation is as much a part of the experience as the actual experience, if you ask me, not to mention poring over the photos and memories afterwards. So I gently suggested maybe we weren't a match after all. He doesn't get excited about things and thinks enthusiasm is a weakness. You're supposed to feel more yourself when you fall in love, aren't you? Not less. And with Doug, I'd started to shrink the passion I have for my own life to match the misanthropic woe he goes through his with. My point being, I'd rather be travelling alone than with the dead weight of somebody who thinks the pinnacle of living dangerously is ordering chips and mash with his dinner. Izzy! My heart swells 12 sizes with joy. I hear her, even though Pietro has started to babble zealously in rhythmic song with a hotel porter as we pull up. It's Anastasia, the only other person from my uni who did the same semester abroad. So even though we're from the same country, I met her in Toronto too. She loved it that much that she went straight back to Canada the first chance she got. That was 6 years ago now. As I climb out of the car, she envelops me in a tight hug, screeching animatedly in my ear as she holds my shoulders. Can you believe this place? It's like a cross between where Tom Cruise married Katie Holmes, R.I.P. to them, and where the Volturi live. I literally got lost this morning. I'm vaguely aware of the porter taking my luggage through to reception, catching his eye to let him know I've clocked it. I've arrived at the castle. A Tuscan castle, with huge, fortress-like walls giving way to an immaculate courtyard. The place is so medieval. It's surprising nobody's wearing chainmail and carrying a sword. The website did not do this justice. This is the poshest place I've ever seen, I marvel theatrically. Right? She says, linking her arm through mine. She lowers her voice to add, I think her grandparents paid for it. I should hate that Anastasia is such a gossip, but it's why I love her. She always knows the details of what's happening behind the curtain. It's always stuff you don't think you care about knowing until she tells you, and inevitably, then you want to know more. Come on, she continues. Let's get a drink. I want you to meet Kat. I've told her all about you, Ovs. She's down by the pool. I glance at my watch. We have 4 hours until the wedding begins and 3 before the pre-ceremony drinks reception, so I've got at least an hour before I need to start getting ready. The room cost a fortune, and I upgraded from the double to the king in celebration of the breakup. Doug would be scandalised, so I want at least one luxurious bubble bath whilst I'm here. Enjoyed with a single glass of iced champagne and the Going to the Chapel playlist I've curated especially to get me in the mood. They take your stuff up to your room for you.